Annie cute sister. Thank you, thank you. Always be the first one. Always be. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we got Kim and Oshio. I don't know how to say that. Thank you, Kim, for coming. First time I see that name here. First time, first time, first time. You're not somebody I know with a picture. No, I don't think so. Thank you for coming, Ching. Thank you to Kim. I'm sorry, Kim. Thank you for coming, Kim and Oyo. Oshio. Oyo. I don't know. Kim, thank you, Kim, for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And before we start, I am fine. I need cute. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. And everybody, you guys keep saying live, live, live. I'm doing it tonight, and I'm waiting for one more person. I'm waiting for Madame Lorate and what's the other one? Kim Gonzalez. My vlog. Yeah, they told me uh when it's me tonight. It's me. I'm okay with you too, guy. Honest with you, guy, I'm okay with you too, but thank you so much. Hey, who you were talking about, Madam Rolate? It's here. I'm sorry, Madam Rolate. How you been doing, Madam Rolate? It can say that Madam Rolate book in the promise. You say you're gonna be in, do Alice every day, and you wasn't there. Thank you, Kim, for coming. Kim, our first time came here. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming. Kim say, I thank you, Kim. Please don't skip my ad. I'm just joking. I'm joking. Annie cute, beautiful, beautiful, Annie cute, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Madam Nolatet, how you doing, Madam Nolatet? How you doing? Somebody, hey, Kim told me you was taking a rest, something like that. How you been doing? How everything? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Annie cute say, hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Annie cute say, I'm doing good about you. Thank you for coming. I do appreciate that you coming. Kim, very appreciate you guys. Thank you, Kim. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much, guys. We got 4,000 people in the house, guys. We got 4,000 people in the house, guys. And we got 4,000 people in the house, guys. All we got to say tonight, what's going on the world, what's going on in USA, what's going on with the former president of Mr. Trump. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me go there. I'm gonna share myself, right? I need you don't share me out. Madam, thank you guys, thank you, appreciate you guys so much. Aniki did share me out. I'm sorry, Aniki. She always does. Thank you so much, Aniki. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Appreciate you guys very much. We got here. Let me see what that is. We got Kim in the house, and new person Kim. Welcome, Kim. Welcome, Kim. Thank you so much, Kim, for coming. We got a new person also. We got Shane. Essen Vlog. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the light. Thank you. Thank you for the light. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Wow. New friend in the house, guys. We got new friend here, guys. New friend, guys. Very welcome, Shane, for coming. Very welcome, Shane. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Kim. Shane, Kim, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for staying in the house, guys. And I hope we all connect, guys. I hope Kim is connect with me. I hope I connect with you also, Kim, Shane, and thank you so much, guys, for coming. Thank you. One love. It's all about YouTube, guys. It's all about YouTube. It's all about YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Madam Latte, how you doing? Any cute? Madam Latte, share love with any cute. How you doing? Guys? Shane, thank you so much, Shane Vlog. Don Light, thank you. Appreciate that. Make sure you don't connect with me also. Shang, King, this is new person in the house, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you guys so much, guys. Guys, make sure we connect to one another, guys. Let's be nice. Let's be honest. What is about YouTube? It's all about YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. Yes. Nobody fed up with YouTube, but it's okay. We gotta like it. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's see how many people we got. We got 6 million, guys. Thank you so much, Shane. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. My friend said, I'm sorry, my head was down. Ding, thank you, Ding, for coming. Thank you, Ding, Alice, for coming. Thank you, thank you. Angie Menzo is the last also. Thank you so much. Beautiful smile. Angie Menzo, Ding, thank you, Ding. Long time I don't see my friend. How you doing? How you been doing? Not long time. I'm just sorry. I don't do Alice that much, so I don't blame anybody if I don't see you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Hi, my friend. Annie Cute. Hi, my friend Annie Cute from Sheng Accent Vlog. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. New person in the house, guy. Also, Angie. Sheng say hi. G sister Angie. Kim say, I will get back to you, Horace. I will just Oh, well, you knew in the house also. I don't. Okay, you have a premiere, no problem. Appreciate that. Then I hope next time you and I are connect, so I can be in your premiere next time. Thank you, guys. Whoa, whoa, no, 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 don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Thank you so much, Annie, for sharing. Mhm. Everybody going? Why everybody going? Okay. Everybody said they just come on and give you a doctor visit. That's all. Let's get some music in the background. You can't put, you know that we can't put any music, so we gotta put music. We know it's not gonna be a problem. Okay?
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because every new day starts the night before.
Oh yes. I think she was at that from TV vlog. Thank you for coming, sister. Was that? Thank you for coming, sister. Thank you for coming. I think you from where? Uh, YouTube Messenger, right? I think so. Thank you for coming, sister. Thank you for coming. New person in the house, guy. Thank you so much, guy. Guy, don't forget to give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to share, guys. Wait, don't forget to share, guys. Thank you for coming, sister. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Rosemara Vlog TV Vlog. Rosemara TV Vlog. Thank you for coming, sister. Thank you. Appreciate you, guys. Appreciate you coming over. Just to come and show love. Yes. Yes, Madam Lola, that's what it is. Patient, yes. Ah, ok. La belle, merci. De rien, de rien, de rien. Hmm. Merci tout le monde qui est là. Merci. Hello. Rosemada, say, let's go, guy. Yeah, come on, guy. Let's go, guy. Fais le marché. Moun ki pa pale kriol dobi kouche bon kote, tande? Moun ki pa kompran kouche bon kote. Ding, ding! Ding, ding! What's up? What's cooking, guys? Where's everybody go? Kote tout moun ale. Kote moun yo telman, guys. Map share, map pataje. Est-ce qu'on partage déjà Ousmada? Est-ce que Ousmada partagé? Non. Aide-moi à soumettre mes erreurs. Find pain. May his love, 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 love. Vous partagez déjà? Bel monde. A dit son bel haïtien, non? Bel monde. Il y a l'autre monde. Bel haïtien. Fitnaya. Roadshare. On nous partage, mes amis, on nous partage. Nous qui va comprendre chanter à dormir bon côté. Thank you guys, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you guys so much, guys. Thank you, thank you. Di bonheur toujours, nous allons venir, bonheur, di bonheur. Nous allons venir. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
destroying the resale value, which had been up to $500 million, forcing Dominion to spend over $500,000 on security for employees, all a part of that push to overturn the election. Joining me now is former SDNY prosecutor Danya Perry. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks, Ari. Glad to be here.
Great to have you. Let's go piece by piece. In the negotiations, what does it mean when Giuliani's side says, well, he would come in, but he wants kind of a topic outline? And what does it tell you that SDNY didn't feel any need to grant that?
You know, I heard you quote Giuliani's lawyer asking the prosecutors why they're doing it the hard way. Giuliani knows at some level, he has at least some distant memory, that there is no easy way here. There is only a hard way. And as you said, Ari, he doesn't hold the cards anymore. This is an uneven, imbalanced power dynamic. And he doesn't get to say what he wants to talk about and what he doesn't want to talk about. That's just not how this works. So there has been a lot of discussion. Will Giuliani cooperate? He's not even going to get to there if he can't go in the front door of 1 St. Andrews Plaza, where he used to preside, and give a full, unvarnished, warts and all account of every unlawful or even shameful thing, everything he's ever done, you know, from the dawn of time until today. And so it really is a full and complete, no holds bar disclosure that is required in order for him to give his account and to even begin to explore the possibility of cooperation. So he could not have been surprised by this reaction from the prosecutors.
Yeah, and when he's also had this distance with Donald Trump, I was curious your view of how SDNY would look at this, because we mentioned, you know, we've talked about the whole idea of was he his lawyer or not, and he kind of was, but then he wasn't paid. Then Trump publicly threw him under the bus, said I didn't direct him to do that. Now again, that's tricky because Donald Trump lies constantly. There are many days where he lies more than he tells the truth. So the fact that he said that doesn't mean it's true. I want to be clear. But it could be worse for Giuliani, which is what one lawyer, George Conway, says. Let me read this point. What Trump has to fear from Giuliani, quote, Giuliani's admission that he was not conducting foreign policy, but helping Trump personally, is exactly what might make this sort of scheme prosecutable. Is that true in your view? Does SDNY care about those level of distinctions, or if they have him on more than one thing, that's kind of a lower order issue?
I think that's a high level issue. As you and Joyce Vance said earlier in the program, a client who's facing criminal prosecution would be well advised to keep their mouth shut. Here, Giuliani and Trump, of course, are either ill-advised or simply take their own counsel and have been speaking for years. And so Giuliani has probably established several elements of at least a FARA offense, as we've discussed. And some of these statements, sure, they've been all over the place. Is he representing Trump or not? That's not the full question at all. He may have been representing Trump, but was he also representing foreign interests? They can both be true, and if they are, he will be guilty of a FARA violation. So that's just one.
Yeah, you're talking about foreign lobbying.
Correct. Yes. Thank you.
And briefly, I get it. I'm almost out of time, but you worked at SDNY. Would they go this hard at a random, non-famous, non-Trump-like person if it was all over just that foreign lobbying violation?
I suspect that there's more going on. I think, this is not just a paperwork offense, as some have argued. It goes well beyond that. But as you sort of alluded to, if he is representing Trump, that was a problem. If he wasn't representing Trump, that is a problem. And it could be even more of a problem if he was representing Trump. So I think every which way he turns, there could be legal peril. And but I do think that there may very well be more at stake than just a technical FARA violation.
That's what I'm wondering. I have the easy part, which is just asking the questions. But the question I ask is this all over foreign lobbying, which is not nothing, or are they going this hard with the searches for this long because they have more than one count on foreign lobbying? We will see. Danya Perry, SDNY veteran, thank you so much. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been...
This is crazy. Guy, the world is upside down now. Everything is upside down.
It's Friday on the beat, so you know it's time to fall back. And we have two very special guests tonight. Perry Farrell is, of course, new fallout in the criminal probe into Rudy Giuliani after the feds have raided famously his...
And if you got a premium, what, tomorrow or today? Tomorrow at 10? Is that tomorrow or tonight? For me, it's tonight, right? I'm looking for President Trump. Thank you today, right? It's 9:48. Okay. Tonight for me, okay. End of tonight. 10:30. It's not end of tonight. 10:30 is gonna be still early. Even I go to sleep early, but 10:30 gonna be early. 10:30 gonna be early, anything. That's why I don't like this thing. What you gonna eat, honey kid? You just eat, you don't share. This is crazy. Just eat. I'm still looking for and 40 minutes. Good. Okay. Yeah. You remember Akem said he gonna be in, right? He said he gonna be in. He's still not in yet, right? Akem there? No, ding ding. No, it's not Akem. Yeah, I gotta turn all this. Yeah, great. That's right. YouTube. Oh look, God, why it's so quiet in here? What's up with this? It's too quiet. Thank you guys. Share me out, guys. Share me out, guys. Share out, guys, please. Share out. Now I'm looking for something, guys. I'm here.
What is a home warranty?
Hey, we got a new person in the house again. New person. Chico, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you for coming, Subio. Thank you. Welcome en mi casa, señor. Hilario. Sibio, thank you for coming, my friend. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. I bet everybody be friends somewhere. Did you have a channel on YouTube, Sibio? What's up about YouTube, guy? What's up, guy? What's up? Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mom out there. Happy Mother's Day to you, every beautiful ladies out there. Without mom, we won't be nobody. We love every single mom out there. We got 5 million people in the house, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Thank you so much, Adrian. So thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you guys a lot. It's just a music, guy. That's okay. It's just music. You don't want to put any music on YouTube, and after you done your live stream, and they say no, oh, you got a couple. Why you got this? You got this. I think we got to be very careful with YouTube, especially when you get monetized. You have to be very, very careful because YouTube can shut you down in a minute. Kim, I'm watching your premiere right now. I'm watching it. It's beautiful. Is that your song? Happy birthday. I'm watching. Today, it is his birthday. Tell him I say happy birthday. Yanson. Yeah, I just watching it. That's your daughter? Hey, beautiful, beautiful kid, beautiful child. Cam, you got a big channel too. Oh, great, that's nice. Oh my God, look at who I see with my sister. Ben Rada, where have you been, sister? Where have you been? Thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate that, Ben. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, thank you. I'm watching your premiere, Cam. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. No, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming and showing up. Oh, you got a beautiful daughter. Look at this, beautiful. YouTube not giving a problem when you show. Beautiful family. Beautiful. That's nice. Finish caregiving. Congratulations. I hope you got a good job. Bing! Roger, sister, thank you for coming, sister. Thank you, Ben. Long time don't see. Long time don't see. Long time don't see. Ding, also, always there with me. Always support me. Thank you, Ding. Thank you, Ding. I don't think I ever go support you, Ding, did I? If I don't, I'm sorry, man. I will. Miss you too, more. Aniki, three beautiful heart. Thank you, sister. Thank you, thank you. We got 8 million people in the house, guys. Don't forget to share it, guys. Share it, guys. Share it, please. Thank you so much, guys. I'm still washing it. Oh, that's nice. Oh, nice ready. I'm gonna add now. I'm gonna add now. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ben, thank you for coming, Ben. Thank you, thank you. Annie Q, thank you, sister. Madam Lona Ted, thank you. I got a lot of new people here tonight. We got Kim, we got Subio, Hilario, we have what else again? We got Shane, my alum based in the house also. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. We got 8 million. Ah, we got Charlie. Charlie, how you been, sister? How you been? How you been, Charlie? How you been, Charlie? How you been? I mean, oh, long time, Charlie. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for coming, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. Guys, don't forget to share me out there. Share out also, guys. Share. Thank you, sister. Thank you. You go like, is everything good? Hey guys, we get 9 million people on me, guys. 9 million here, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Share out, guys. Share out and bring me some more people in the house, guys. I did share myself. I did. L'amour belle, comment il est l'amour belle, comment il est l'amour belle, comment il est l'amour belle, l'amour belle a fait tout. L'amour belle a fait tout passer misère, hein. Manye lamba, l'amour belle, moi entré, oh, sans beauté. Pas de problème, pas de problème, pas de retard. On est tout là, on va le dire, ok? L'amour bel ça qu'a fait, ça qu'a fait. Pas la Kim. Parler à Kim l'amour bel. Vous rappelez à qui ça? Je dois être en paix. I really don't like this stuff. It's so EC Live 14. What is that? Thank you for coming in C Live 14. Thank you for coming in C Live 14. Et bah, adoration, that's. Vous allez parler de la vérité. Vous parlez de la vérité, hein? Let's go, guys. Let's get connected, guys. Share, guys. Share. When more people here, guys. When more people here. I share myself. I did. Ici, what is that? EC Live 14. What is that? What does that mean? What's the EC stand for? Thank you for coming, EC Live 14. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Let's connect. Yep, connect with them. Connect, guys. Let's go, guys. Let's support each other, guys. Let's support each other, guys. Oh, about Monday new name. Negozi. Jump on the yellow. Depends on your name. Lamon Bell says she needs a friend, guy. Let's connect with Lamon Bell, guy. Let's connect with her, guys. YouTube is close here, guy. YouTube is shut her channel. L'amour belle say, guy, please, guy, connect with her, connect with l'amour belle guy. Let's connect with her guy. She needs some love. She needs some love. Là, qui des petits filles qui ont monté comme un peu monde. Qui aiment boire à faire la l'amour belle. Maya Labert, thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys so much, guys. Si ne pas comment chanter, on a dormi beaucoup, tu le les mains avec. Dormi beaucoup de chanter. On va mettre l'autre bagarre pour YouTube, une à 40. Si ne pas comprendre, on a dormi beaucoup de on va quitter ça qui veut dire pour lui, même toi. Attention. Mais j'aime pas les gens qui veulent les côtés de là, sur YouTube là. Ligache na mãe, na me dá um gostinho, ligo me mama, não vai. Minha mãe, na de manhã assim. Guy, we get 9 million people in the house, guy. Oh, I was CZ. This is the time you want to do. Oh, I was CZ. CZ. Ding! I need to say, I'm sorry. L'amour belle, so let's get connect. L'amour belle, so let's get connect, guy. Guy, please connect with l'amour belle, guy. Connect with l'amour belle, guy. Set someone na kaya, guys. Set someone na kaya la. Ano fel, please. Iba ko ba diya? Kon. Ito kon. Iba ko madawin vela. Iba ba le kere chita la. Ben ba kriyo. Ben tim. YouTube up tradi. Guy, non-stop, guy. Non-stop. Where you guys going, guys? Come on now, stop playing. Where's everybody going? Do you see my vlog? You see a cam? Hey, my vlog is in house. My life now. My vlog is not there. It's my life. Thank you for coming, sister. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you. Good evening to your place. Yes, good evening to my place. Thank you. Good morning to your place. How come when you show up and it can show up? What's up with this? No, not AK. I'm sorry, not AK. I wish John Boncheck is in a house guy. I wish John Boncheck is in a house guy. I wish John Boncheck welcome. Good morning. No, I don't have good morning. I had good evening. Good morning for you. Those that made me laughing, man. AKM is dying. AKM is sleeping. Oh, okay. You see that, Anikit? He said AKM is dying. Thank you guys. 8 million. Thank you for coming. I was John Boncheck. Thank you for coming to my vlog. Thank you for coming to everybody, guys. Much love, guys. Much love to all y'all. Much love to everybody. Thank you, guys. When the coffee, my life coffee. Hello. Let me find. Yeah, yeah. The coffee. Yeah. He's addicted to coffee. That's why everybody know that. They get coffee, huh? My other base in house sky, H.U.N. Source in house sky. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. He can say missed to drink his coffee last night. That why. Oh, next time he won't miss it. So he gotta know he gotta drink coffee every night. So that's why he came is gone, right? Okay. It's coming back. It's not gone forever. No, he's coming back again. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm looking for Mr. Guy. What's up with those guys? What's up with Woody Giuliani and Bill Barr, the former what? The former Attorney General for Donald Trump. You know that he's in trouble, and the former prosecutor, the former lawyer for him also. It looks like he's in trouble. What's going on with that? Guy, thank you, guy. We get 9 million people in our guy. La mou bel gala fait gol, mon tombe dans gol. Me gol la, me gol la. On va chercher président là pour dire que nous comprendre. Avant tu es avec parler anglais là, qui me loin avec parler anglais. Avant et mais mon pas parler anglais d'aller. Il t'aurait me laisser connect, tu vas entendre bio. Et ben anglais lui tout, qui me loin avec anglais. Moi je supporte lui, on équipe supporte moi. Mais parce que bagay haïtien qui me haïtien pas supporter facile. Haïtien sou pas ou pas un monde qui sottise, qui fait mettre vie vidéo et haïtien pas supporter facile. C'est pas ça supporter mon ça me supporter mon pile. Tout supporter, je pas jamais pas supporter moi. I hang out with them. I hang out with my Filipino people. They're good people. All of them, man. They're all nice people. Make sure you connect with our John Point Check Lamobel. Connect with our John Point Check. And it's cute. Lamobel, connect with them. Connect. Make sure you connect with my life, which is my vlog. Our John Point Check, which is AKM was the last. They're not there tonight. They're probably late. You need to connect with them. Connect with them. They're good people. I love them. All of them is good people. Connect with them. Take your time. Connect with all of them. Connect with them, Lamobel. Connect with them. Drop your link. They're going to connect with you. Drop your link. Hello, Madame Mayella Bear. Bye. I wish John Point Check. Yeah, connect with them. Connect with all of them. They're good people. The Filipino good people. Good people. Connect with them. Lamobel, drop your link. You know how to drop your link? Drop your link. So they can connect with you. Drop your link. Drop your link. They will connect with you. Drop in your link. Yeah, I can read that. Sahen Kaba. Sahen Kaba. No, you're not going nowhere. I trusted that. You're not going nowhere. My life. Anikir was the first one here. Beautiful Anikir. Where's Madame Lolata? She's here. No? Yeah, she is. Madame Lolata is here. Lamobel connected. Like in like wow, connected Munyo. Guy, let's connect with him, guy. Let's connect with her, guy. Lamobel, guy. Support her, guys. Support her. After she have a channel and YouTube is shut it down, but she tried to get monetization. She tried to get it again, guys. It's crazy. I don't know what's up with YouTube. Come Nasan, see my vlog. I know. Yeah, I know you're there, Madam Jonathan. And they can tell me you're not there. Tell me they say no. See, Akem is not your friend. You tell me you're not there. I told him you're there. Lagi le ko blu ka e connecté avant. Beautiful, Jinikika. Thank you for coming, sister. Thank you for coming, sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you.
Reason, or the decision was made by Bill Barr because of his own slant on things and his own efforts to spin it. And this memo, which we will see, which was ostensibly supposed to be legal advice, really was political and strategic advice that Judge Jackson says was designed essentially to do what Judge Walton said he did, which was to spin this in Trump's favor. And remember, as you pointed out at the top of the show, this really changed the whole messaging about the Mueller report. This was 3 full weeks, or maybe even a little bit more, before the redacted report came out. And it completely misconstrued what Mueller said. You played that clip, Nicole, of him saying there was no collusion. As we've said, and I know Matt will speak to this as well, collusion is not a legal term. And Robert Mueller went to great pains to say that he did not look into collusion. But by the way, what we're also learning recently in the release of the sanctions or the issuance of the sanctions on Russia is that there was collusion. Konstantin Kilimnik, who received internal polling data from the Trump campaign manager, Paul Manafort, gave it to the Russian intelligence, who then clearly could use that to help influence the election. So this was from start to finish Bill Barr's efforts to whitewash this investigation, and it continued in the Roger Stone case and the Michael Flynn case. And we have yet another judge trying to call out a bad actor, a bad apple in an otherwise reputable organization, the DOJ, and noting, and all our viewers should understand, that this is exceedingly rare. No individual prosecutor, certainly no attorney general, gets called out for basically lying to a judge on 2 or 3 occasions.
I need you to say more because, as someone outside the system, it certainly seemed, maybe a little after the fact. I know these things take a long time to work their way through the system, but I'll find it, but I'll pull out the section. I mean, what she's saying is that basically this was a ruse. She writes this: both the authors and the recipient of the memorandum had a shared understanding concerning whether prosecuting the president was a matter to be considered at all. In other words, the review of the document reveals that the Attorney General was not then engaged in making a decision about whether the president should be charged with obstruction of justice. The fact that he would not be prosecuted was a given, as was the view from the Mueller team, we learned. I mean, talk about how egregious the conduct has to be, Dingleman, for a judge to accuse an ex-attorney general basically of an elaborate cover-up.
Yeah, I mean, this is almost unheard of. You rarely get a judge opining on what an attorney general has represented or has said. Ordinarily, it's the line prosecutors and the line assistants who do it. I do think there's one area of the judge's opinion that's a little confusing, and it is the question that Mueller expressly said he was not going to make a prosecutorial decision. And at times it seems like she's saying that Mueller did make that decision. It doesn't matter in the end, because she also found that this memo was essentially trying to paper over the rationale that Barr had already come to, and therefore it's not protected from FOIA. But this is really unfathomable conduct that you would have from an attorney general. And we may hear, Nicole, a lot about, this is an Obama judge, or this is another Democratic-leaning judge. And that is the Trumpification of the judiciary, and we should not stand for that. Whoever appointed this judge is irrelevant. Chief Justice Roberts has pointed that out. These are judges in the federal judiciary who are calling out the Attorney General himself. And that does not even count his own political meddling in the Michael Flynn case, in the Roger Stone case, in cases where he has no reason to be involved. So I think we will learn more and more, and I'd be curious what Matt says, because I think an Inspector General investigation into Barr may be the appropriate means to look into this, only so that there's a public record of what occurred and that we can learn from it moving forward.
It's Planet Fitness's best deal ever.
Super free! Super free!
Get your first month free. No enrollment and only $10 a month. Get moving in our clean and spacious clubs with your first month free. No enrollment, cancel anytime. This one-time deal ends May 12th.
Matt, I spoke to a former senior Justice Department official this morning about just this and the reporting on it and what we know so far. And she had that same instinct that an Inspector General's scope would be the best fact-finding mission. But I guess to the original point, who holds Bill Barr accountable?
Well, the American public has to ultimately. I think an inspector general investigation would be appropriate, not just looking into this incident, but looking into the entire politicization of DOJ under Barr's tenure. Looking at the entire waterfront, from the Flynn case to the Stone case to the politicization of, even the antitrust division. You look at everything that he did. And I think ultimately, even apart from that, there has to be transparency in that the sitting Justice Department is going to have to make a decision to release some of these documents. Look, I think we will see this memo that is at issue in this case, but it's not at all certain. The Justice Department has until May 17th to appeal Judge Jackson's decision. They could try to do that. They may ultimately win. They may lose. None of us know. But I will say, look, one of the things that happens when administrations change hands is, the court cases don't just end automatically. You inherit the court cases that started.
Go to sleep.
Us in a number of cases, and
you got a lot of sleep.
Administration, we had to make decisions.
What time is it over there?
Whether to continue to appeal
Bush
Bush administration cases to try to keep information secret, or whether just let the American public see it. And I will tell you, there are people inside the Justice Department, career lawyers and others, who will be arguing very strenuously that this decision needs to be appealed, that the Justice Department needs to protect its interests, needs to protect the ability for lawyers to give confidential advice, and I just think that's flat out wrong. I know there were a number of, we had a lot of these close calls in the Obama administration.
Yeah, I need to see what how to do.
I know we always had regrets about some of the things that we did. One of the things we never regretted was opening the door and letting the American people see the facts when there had been wrongdoing. And I think whatever happens with any kind of Inspector General investigation, kind of from top to bottom, we need transparency to see all of the documents that the judge has called to be made public in this case. The Congress.
Yeah, I think this is without a premium, right? Yeah, I think so. Not now. John, I wish when check. I think could have a premium. Yeah, she does. What now? Yeah.
With over 80 years of experience, truly Nolan is engineered to go after pests like there's no tomorrow. And for them,
I think you'd have a premium. Bitch broke, and the kids have a premiere. My life, my life, my life. Mhm. My life, my life, my life. My life, my life. Ding ding, thank you. What is that? Shrimp? What is that? What is it? What you eating, Aniki? My life. Angie, Mensa, is and us, guy. Thank you so much, guy. Thank you, guy. Thank you, guy. Thank you, guy. Him. I wish on brain tech. Comer. Na 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 na. No, I can sing. It came want to sing a song for me. I reach over and check. My vlog, can you come and sing a song? Come on, my vlog. I want my vlog to sing a song for me. It's Friday. Hey Kim, come on, man. Hey Kim, it's the link, man. Come sing a song. That's why Uniki can say. Come and sing a song. Hey Kim or my vlog. I am a song for sure tonight, guys. It's gonna be a copy claim right. That's all. Boy, Anikit is cooking. Look at this. She's cooking. What you cooking, Anikit? Who's damaged? What voice is damaged? You a can who? My vlog, come on, my vlog, come on, bro. We really wanted you to come up, sing a song. Yes. Sanchez in the house. Sanchez is in the house. Bienvenido, donde mi casa. Sanchez, thank you for coming, Sanchez. Yulene, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Nice to see you. Gracias muchos, señora. YouTube, SYT, yeah. Yes, me. Yes, me, yay. Yes, me, yay. Thumbs up. I am. Thank you for staying. Thank you, just me to stay with me. Thank you for the second thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's okay. It's nothing to be sorry here. Nothing to be sorry, just me. It's okay. The best thing is you show up. That's all. That's all it's about. Show your face. Show your face. I'm cute. Don't. It's okay. That's all we do. Wash. Secret friend. That's all we do. La Moubelle. Côté la Moubelle. La Moubelle Galal. Just me. It can just me. Take care. Yes, take care of yourself, Madam Lolate. Take care of yourself. Thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you. Take care of yourself. That's all in the sky. We all need to take care of ourselves. Stay safe, stay healthy. ACAM needs to go get the vaccine. ACAM needs to get the vaccine for COVID-19. I heard they're gonna make sure. I hear in the news today they're gonna make sure every person in the Philippines must take the vaccine. Must. There's no exception. Must. They came try to hide with the full vaccine. You will take the vaccine, man. If you don't take the vaccine, you're going to jail. I'm sorry. It came. Yeah. I'm sorry. He's not there tonight. It came. It's not there tonight. I wish John would check his say. Yeah, I wish you the same thing, Madam Lola. Get well, get well. God is good. Get well, get well. I wish John would check. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Let's work it out, guys. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Now we got 9 million people in the house, guys. We could do better than that, guys. 9 million. It's nothing. We could do better than that, guys. Life is good, yes. Yes. Life is good. We all be in the house, guys. Still in the house. Thank you so. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to read out tonight with a party in moral crisis, and not just in Washington. Let's take a gander, shall we, at the Republican Party in Idaho. Yes, Idaho. For a glimpse of just how corrupt and rotten this party is. Last month, Republican State Representative Aaron von Ellinger was accused of what he called unconsented sexual contact with an adult volunteer on his staff. What that actually means is that he was accused of rape by a 19-year-old intern, which he denies. But here's how the Idaho Statesman described the intern's allegation. Quote, Von Ellinger took her to dinner and then his apartment. She told the assistant sergeant at arms that he orally penetrated her despite her having said no. According to the written statement provided to police, she said she was afraid to be around him and noted that he has a gun. The Idaho House Ethics Committee voted unanimously last week that Representative Von Ellinger engaged in conduct unbecoming, but he resigned the same day before the full House could vote to kick him out. Local police are still investigating the allegation. Now, this story is already horrific, but surprisingly, or perhaps not, given the state of the once grand old party, it actually gets worse. You see, almost as soon as the woman's allegation became public, some of the lawmakers' Republican colleagues and right-wing groups went after the woman, the 19-year-old victim. The AP reports one Republican lawmaker shared her name and her photo with a newsletter to constituents. Another tried to get a copy of the police report. And after she testified at the House Ethics Committee about her experience, members of a right-wing group followed and harassed her. Because the Republican Party doesn't fundamentally care about this victim, this young woman. Just as they seem completely indifferent to the 17-year-old girl Representative Matt Gaetz stands accused of allegedly sexually trafficking. There have been no penalties for him. In today's GOP, he's good to go. Just as they stuck their heads in the sand over the former president's lies, and the fact that he himself faced more than 24 allegations of sexual misconduct, harassment, plus an ongoing allegation of alleged rape. Instead, they've chosen to just elevate his particular brand of misogyny into the very ethos of the party, elevating characters like the aforementioned Matt Gaetz or Eric Greitens, who resigned as Missouri governor over allegations of an affair that also included him allegedly trying to blackmail the woman with nude photos. He is now running for a United States Senate seat. And they do, however, care when women speak the uncomfortable truth, like Liz Cheney, who they're now trying to excommunicate from the party after House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy threw Cheney under the bus yesterday. His number two, you know, the man who reportedly called himself David Duke without the baggage, Republican whip Steve Scalise, publicly backed New York Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik to take over Cheney's position as Republican conference chair. To be successful in the modern GOP requires you to bend the knee to Orange Julius Caesar, period. Now, of course, the former guy is also backing Stefanik. He said that Cheney has no business in GOP leadership because the business of leading Republicans now, at this point, is unabashedly supporting his lies about the election. And that's it. Stefanik tweeted obsequiously, "Thank you, President Trump, for your 100% support." Meanwhile, actual President Joe Biden weighed in today on the GOP's treatment of Cheney.
It seems as though the Republican Party is trying to identify what it stands for. And they're in the midst of a significant sort of mini revolution.
And now let me do something that I wouldn't normally do. Since the Republican Party is throwing women like Liz Cheney under the bus, just listen to another ostensibly normcore Republican woman, Meghan McCain, sum up the current state of the GQP.
And I'm going to be a little crass. They're shivving her for her going on television multiple times and saying that the election wasn't stolen and for refusing to debase herself to Cheeto Jesus. The message that's being sent by the highest member of Republicans in Congress is that women like me and Liz Cheney, who refuse to bend the knee to President Trump but still remain loyal Republicans, we don't have a place in this party. We are worthless.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC.
Stop. Big banks are lying to you. They don't want you to know that you can now get a PPP loan in as little as 60 seconds. And I'm going to teach you how you can do it.
Citizen Trump reportedly worried now about Rudy Giuliani getting raided. The feds already scouring his phones and computers. One legal expert, a critic of Donald Trump, George Conway, says Giuliani's admission that he was helping Trump and not conducting some kind of official foreign policy in Ukraine is, quote, exactly what would make the scheme prosecutable. The implication is potentially prosecutable against Donald Trump. Now, we're not there yet. The DOJ, though, asking for an outside lawyer to review this new Giuliani evidence, and that's to ensure fairness regarding what the feds may use to build a possible case, whether that's against Giuliani or anyone else and protecting any potentially privileged communications with Donald Trump. This is what they did with Michael Cohen. Here's what Cohen told me. Is Donald Trump scared right now?
Yes, I think he's scared. Donald Trump doesn't care about Rudy Giuliani. Donald Trump didn't care about Rudy Giuliani until Rudy was actually doing free legal work for him. So there is no loyalty between the two. Rudy will do what Rudy needs to do in order to protect himself.
That former Trump lawyer who did hard time, Cohen, bluntly saying he expects Giuliani may indeed flip on Donald Trump. Meanwhile, Giuliani's newly retained legal advisor, Alan Dershowitz, wants Donald Trump to get more involved and try to stop prosecutors from getting to some of the evidence. Meanwhile, many of Giuliani's friends and allies are getting back into something that everyone's learned about Donald Trump. He doesn't pay his bills no matter how hard you fight for him. They want Trump to fork over some more money for Giuliani's legal bills. Trump, meanwhile, has his own legal bills piling up. We've been covering this for you. There's a legal storm out there. Georgia's governor tapping a special counsel to represent the Secretary of State as the Fulton County DA investigates Donald Trump for crimes that are quite serious, including potential election fraud and potential racketeering. The DA is threatening subpoenas to get the Secretary of State staff to be more forthcoming with information. All of that doubling back to the infamous phone call Donald Trump did that was on tape with people in that office. There's also legal challenges in Washington over the insurrection. A new defense attorney has been hired for a lawsuit from 2 Capitol police officers who accuse the former president of inciting to riot, directing, aiding, and abetting assault and battery. When you take it all together, you have cases here against Trump's lawyer, against Trump, and a criminal investigation. It is far more smoke than any former president has ever seen. Whether there's fire, we'll have to see. Hey everyone on YouTube, this is Ari Melber, and I'm talking to you directly because we have been doing some of these special reports, and as promised, we want to take some of your questions. So the big winner today is JTG, who asked on one of our past updates whether Rudy Giuliani could have some sort of pocket pardon or secret pardon. That's a great question, and the answer is, while you never really know what's happening in secret in government, there really isn't any precedent for this kind of secret pardon that would then stay secret in the next administration. In other words, if you imagine the hypothetical where, for whatever reason, a government tried to issue a pardon and not announce it or keep it a secret, but put it in a government file or on paper or give it to the recipient, sooner or later that kind of stuff would come out. And one of the key points would be the shift to a new administration, which might see the pardon and want to say something about it or make it transparent or even potentially review its legality. So you're asking a question that in some sense, no one, not even any journalist in the country, can answer because I can't tell you for sure what's in the secret vaults of the DOJ. I can tell you, and we always want to answer your questions when you post them on YouTube, it is very unlikely, based on what we know, that there would be some secret lurking pardon in this case. As for the reporting, Mr. Giuliani has said he didn't want a pardon and doesn't claim to have one. As always, thanks for watching The Beat with Ari Melber. You can see my comment below and respond to it with questions. As you just saw, we'll try to answer some of them right here on YouTube.
This is how much money you would have saving $500 every month for 30 years in a savings account.
We seldom see politicians doing things that might actually hurt them politically because they believe it's the right thing. I mean, it's rare in this day and age, and we are seeing Liz Cheney do that right now, which says quite a positive thing about her and the fact that she's willing to stand up for what she believes is right. Now, beyond that is what she's standing up for, and what she's standing up for are basic facts, basic truth. This is not a debate about troop levels in Afghanistan or whether $6 trillion in new spending proposals from Biden is a good idea. She's actually very conservative when it comes to these policy issues. This is about truth and democracy and the way you framed it earlier. And it's remarkable that standing up for just basic facts is now controversial within the Republican Party. I happen to think that the reason House Republican leader is so frustrated with Liz Cheney is not because of all the excuses he gives, but because her continued presence is a reminder of the fact that he is exemplifying cowardice and lies. And that her standing there on the podium reminds us all, reminds the nation what he stands for and what she stands for.
She's saying water is wet and the sky is blue, Jake. I mean, this is not controversial stuff. She's saying it's the most basic stuff.
Yeah, and also the thing is, when it comes to these lies, first of all, we've seen what they do, right? The January 6th insurrection was incited by months and months of spreading these lies. Beyond that is the fact that when it comes to lies like this, and the House Republican caucus and the leaders like McCarthy and Steve Scalise, they're like Doritos. You can't just do one. You keep lying and lying and lying. We saw last week McCarthy spreading the lie about Joe Biden wanting to steal your hamburgers for climate change. We've seen the appeasement of lies when it comes to COVID, and the fact that about half of Republican voters say that they're not willing to get vaccinated because of all the lies and fear that has been injected into the Republican bloodstream about health issues. We see the appeasement of the conspiracy theorists that support the deranged theory of QAnon, that there are satanic, cannibalistic pedophiles who run Hollywood and the Democratic Party. I mean, it just keeps going. That's the point. The lie about the election on its own is anti-democracy, and it is sowing seeds of ignorance in the populace, and obviously it has the potential to incite violence. But beyond that is, if you're willing to lie about that, what are you not willing to lie about? And, you know, that's where we are when it comes to the House Republican leadership, McCarthy and Scalise, and where we are with too many leaders of the Republican Party. They're not willing to tell their voters the truth. What does that say about them?
And Jake, you've been really eloquent about this on your show, now 2 hours long every afternoon, I should note, that you're not saying, this isn't about Republican policy decisions. This isn't about small government or low taxes. That's what makes this so troubling. That's what draws into question so much.
Yeah, look, I happen to believe my opinion and my politics and my knowledge of history, I happen to believe that this country needs a strong, thriving, healthy, fact-based Republican Party. I happen to believe that. I happen to believe that it's not good for one party to have all the control in Washington, whichever party it is, with no counter-argument ever being made in a successful way. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think it's healthy for the country to only have a debate between the left and the far left. We need a thriving Republican Party. We need an argument, a counter-argument. No, I think, this is not me, but we need a Republican Party saying, no, I think that $6 trillion in new spending is a bad idea, and here's why. No, I think that subsidized daycare is the wrong way to go for our culture, and here's why. These are not, again, my arguments. These are arguments that conservatives would make. Okay, great. We need those debates happening, but we can't have those debates if one side of the argument is not willing to stick to standards and facts for a whole host of reasons. One of them is, how am I supposed to believe anything they say? If they're willing to lie about Joe Biden wanting to steal your hamburgers and QAnon and the big lie about the election, what are they not willing to lie about? Why should I put any of them on TV?
And Berman had this amazing interview with Michael Wood last hour, who lost in Texas running an anti-Trump platform. I mean, he was green. Yeah, he was greened. And an incredible candidate, if you look at him on paper, right? And very well-spoken and charismatic, but he lost so big. And you could just tell how discouraged she was because of the points that you're making there. But, you know, it's worth pointing out, Jake, the Republicans like Cheney and Mitt Romney, they never wavered in saying that Trump incited the insurrection on January 6th. Unlike these Republicans. Let's watch.
So you think it was an impeachable offense?
For Jordan. Oh, sure. If inciting the insurrection isn't, then I don't really know what is. Overall, I give the president an A.
The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob.
I was the first person to contact him when the riots was going on. He didn't see it. What he ended the call was telling me he'll put something out to make sure to stop this. And that's what he did.
I think the president bears responsibility for some of what happened. It was most certainly a foreseeable consequence of everything that was going on. President Trump is the most popular, most influential Republican in America. I think he'll still be that in 22 and 24. And he decides to run for president and for the nomination, he's going to be the party's nominee. And that's the way I would view it.
All I can say is count me out. Enough is enough. I've tried to be helpful.
Donald Trump is the most vibrant member of the Republican Party. The Trump movement is alive and well.
President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day.
If the president was the party's nominee, would you support him?
Politics, guy, is a dirty trick. Politics is dirty.
The nominee of the party, absolutely.
Nikki Haley is now coming out criticizing her former boss, telling Politico in an extensive new piece, quote, "I don't think he's going to be in the picture. I don't think he can. He's fallen so far. We need to acknowledge he let us down. He went down the path he shouldn't have, and we shouldn't have followed him. And we shouldn't have listened to him, and we cannot let that happen again."
They beat him up before he got into office. They're beating him up after he leaves office. I mean, at some point, give the man a break. Move on.
I would not run if President Trump ran.
I think yesterday in particular, the president's language and rhetoric crossed a line and it was reckless. I disagree with it. And I have disagreed with the president's language and rhetoric for the last 4 years and have said so many, many times. The partisan rage and the partisan anger the Democrats feel, they hate Donald J. Trump and they're engaging in an act that I think is petty. I think it is retribution. I think it is vindictive, and I think it's a waste of time. And so to coin a phrase, I think it's time to move on. And they want him to go away. Let me tell you this right now. Donald J. Trump ain't going anywhere.
Lies are clearly good politics in the current GOP, but it makes you wonder as you look at a lot of these folks there that we just heard from, as they're looking for a political future. It's in the party of what?
Yeah, here's the thing. As somebody who reads a lot of history, there are politicians who live for the day, and there are politicians who live for what history will say about them, if anything. And they are two different kinds of politicians. I don't know that I necessarily agree with the inclusion of Mitch McConnell in that montage, but as a general note, I think there are a lot of politicians that you just featured who are worried about the day, especially if it has to do with whether or not they can run and win a primary in 2024 on their pursuit of the White House. And the truth of the matter is, whether it's the Salem witch trials or McCarthyism or Watergate, whatever it is, history takes the long view. And if you stand with things that you know are damaging for the country, things that are not true, with the hope that, well, I'm just doing this for now so that I can get power, but then when I'm in power, I'm going to be a good guy, or I'm going to be a good gal. History doesn't record it that way. History doesn't see it that way. History sees you standing with lies. History sees you being a coward. And, those are decisions for every one of these politicians to make. They don't want to tell the truth. They are afraid of the Republican voters who have been lied to for months now by a very sophisticated propaganda machine led by President Trump, but augmented by plenty of others, including the entire Murdoch machine. And they are in fear of the voters. When you are afraid of your own voters, that you're willing to take a position that is contrary to what you know to be true, you're not a leader. You're not a leader. You're a cowardly follower. And sadly, that's where we are right now.
It is a very good point you make, that it's not apples to apples to put Mitch McConnell in that group. It is not the same thing. I know you'll definitely hear from people on the left. They do not think that Mitch McConnell is a profile in courage, but what we've seen from him is very different than from some of those other Republicans.
I was making so much money with DoorDash. I wanted to earn money in my
It's
free
your
time,
business,
but I
so
didn't want
much
to go
money.
out and get a boring 9 to 5. That's when I
Yeah.
found out how much money.
Jamie, you have some new reporting. It's not just that Cheney refuses to tell the lie about the election being stolen, which it was not. It also has to do with this January 6th commission looking into what happened on that day in the insurrection. Tell us more about that.
No question about it. The January 6th commission is critical to what's going on here. Kevin McCarthy was not an innocent bystander to the big lie. For weeks, months leading up to January 6th, he was talking to the president every day, a couple of times a day. Then on January 6th, he has that critical phone call with the president where he's pleading with him to call it off. Kevin McCarthy is very concerned that this January 6th commission is going to call him as a witness under oath, and that he is going to have to talk about what happened between Election Day and January 6th and that phone call with the president. He does not want to do that.
Gloria, we all find this fascinating and we all find it distressing because it's not good to have a major political party line up behind lies. I mean, just empirically, that's a bad thing. Will this matter? Will this purge of Liz Cheney for telling the truth about the election and the insurrection, will that alienate potentially moderate Republicans or swing voters?
It could. It could. It depends. If every congressional candidate is asked the question, was Joe Biden freely and fairly elected as president of the United States in any congressional debate or whatever, they have to answer the question. And I think that suburban voters, moderate Republican voters, if they see a Republican candidate saying, well, no, it wasn't fair. No, Joe Biden was really maybe not elected president of the United States. I think they're going to take that into account. I think the problem is here, and I think the Wall Street Journal said it today in its editorial, is that the Republicans really need to start talking about how they disagree with Joe Biden. They want to start talking about 2022. And if they spend all their time on 2020, they could wind up losing. Now, they could also win back the House the way congressional districts are being drawn, but I don't think it's a really good platform for them for re-election.
And it's also a big question, I think, Nia, if a politician, if a Republican member of Congress is willing to lie about something as fundamental as whether or not the election was stolen, which it was not, are we supposed to listen, or voters or people in the news media are supposed to listen to them when they talk about their opposition to Biden's policies, which, by the way, there can be plenty of legitimate reasons to oppose Biden's policies. But if you're willing to lie about the election, what else are you willing to lie about?
Yeah, anything and everything, particularly if Trump demands that you lie about something. That is certainly who they are taking their positions from. But listen, if you were Kevin McCarthy, you were in a very good position to reclaim the House. Democrats, basically, if they lose 5 seats, if 5 seats flip, then Kevin McCarthy is in the driver's seats again. They can redistrict all of these congressional districts to their own liking, to look like the voters who are most loyal to Donald Trump and sort of Trumpism writ large. So this is, I think, a gamble that could really pay off for Kevin McCarthy, hewing so closely to Trump and Trumpism and the big conspiracy theory that, of course, is an outright lie about 2020.
Were you recently injured in a car accident? Look at this check for $160,000. If you were looking to get money, you were owed for an injury.
Thank you for coming, Rob. Thank you for coming, Rob. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob, for coming. Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
Good evening once again. I'm Ali Velshi in for Brian Williams. Day 106 of the Biden administration. We now have a major escalation in the battle for control of the Republican Party. Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney has gone beyond just publicly challenging former President Trump over his false claims of a stolen 2020 election. Tonight, she's framing her criticism as a fight for the future of democracy in this nation. In an opinion piece for the Washington Post, Cheney draws a direct line from Trump to the January 6th riot and calls on her party to reject Trumpism. She writes, quote, Trump is seeking to unravel critical elements of our constitutional structure that make democracy work. Confidence in the result of elections and the rule of law. No other American president has ever done this. In the immediate wake of the violence of January 6th, almost all of us knew the gravity and the cause of what had just happened. We had witnessed it firsthand. History is watching. Our children are watching. We must be brave enough to defend the basic principles that underpin and protect our freedom and our democratic process. I am committed to doing that, no matter what the short-term political consequences may be, end quote. Among the possible consequences, Liz Cheney's removal as chair of the House Republican Conference, the party's third most powerful post in that chamber. She's now under siege and calling out Trump. And today, Steve Scalise, the second most powerful House Republican, has joined the minority leader Kevin McCarthy in backing Congresswoman Elise Stefanik of New York to replace Cheney. Former President Trump agrees, today issuing a statement calling Stefanik, quote, a far superior choice, and she has my complete and total endorsement for GOP conference chair. She responded on Twitter thanking Trump for his 100% support. This afternoon, President Biden was asked about the implications of ousting Liz Cheney from her post in the House.
We're in the midst of a significant sort of mini revolution going on in the Republican Party. We badly need a Republican Party. We need a two-party system. It's not healthy to have a one-party system. And I think the Republicans are further away from trying to figure out who they are and what they stand for.
Meanwhile, the Republican leader in the Senate made a point of avoiding any kind of response about the situation in his party.
Are you going to do anything to help her in her leadership position? And are you concerned at the overall kind of trend in the Republican Party that acknowledging that the election is valid can threaten, I guess, your position is out?
Yeah, 100% of my focus is on stopping this new administration.
Isn't it a concern that a sizable chunk of the Republican base doesn't believe that this election is valid?
100% of my focus is on standing up to this administration.
Congress shall make no law, David Jolly. The First Amendment actually speaks about Congress. But what Congress is doing right now, or at least Republicans in Congress, they are attempting to silence the speech of Congresswoman Cheney, who has said what a lot of people believe, that Donald Trump instigated much of what happened on January 6th. This has elevated into a very serious matter for Republicans. It actually now threatens the structure and fabric of the Republican Party in Congress.
Yeah, it does, Ali. And it's easy to take the Liz Cheney, Kevin McCarthy story as just one more moment of outrage since Donald Trump has taken this grip on the Republican Party. But I do think this is a moment. This is an inflection point where we kind of have to apply the long lens of political history and recognize that this is answering the question that many of us had, though I think we anticipated the answer. What would a post-Trump GOP look like? Would you see Republican leaders emerge and try to bring the party back just a little bit from Trumpism? This is the moment where we know that is not to be the case. That the House Republican Conference, the Congressional Caucus of Republicans, is prepared to oust one of their own leaders over her refusal to accept Donald Trump's big lie, and in fact, to go further, her condemnation of his behavior that got him impeached. And the greatest tell of all tonight is that Elise Stefanik, apparently the heir apparent to replace Liz Cheney, is far less conservative by her voting record than Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney is the more conservative candidate. The difference is Elise Stefanik has agreed, even as a moderate Republican, to be a lapdog for Donald Trump. And that is the single qualifier that makes her eligible to be elevated in the Republican conference, just as they're prepared to kick out Liz Cheney.
This is a very interesting point for people who don't know Elise Stefanik. She has voted not along lines of President Trump more often than most Republicans have not. She's taken stands that definitely are to the left or not to the right of Liz Cheney. Carol Lennick, I want to read a little bit from what Liz Cheney wrote today. She wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post in which she is not shying away from her position. She writes, "I am a conservative Republican, and the most conservative of conservative values is reverence for the rule of law. At the heart of our republic is a commitment to the peaceful transfer of power among political rivals in accordance with the law. President Ronald Reagan described this as our American miracle. There is much at stake now, including the ridiculous wokeness of our political rivals, the irrational policies at the border, and runaway spending that threatens a return to the catastrophic inflation of the 1970s. Carol, that last sentence there is the only concession that Liz Cheney made to fighting the left. The bottom line is most of her op-ed, which is published in the Washington Post, was really a criticism of Republicans.
Well, yes, Allie, but also it's a full-hearted embrace of what the Republican Party was. What the Republican Party was not anybody who promised endless fealty to Donald Trump, the former president, the 45th president, who still refers to himself as the president of the United States in his statements. Fealty to Donald Trump was not the measure of what the Republican Party was. And it's sort of, I think the inflection point that Dave points out is exactly apt. The other thing that's striking and chilling really about Liz Cheney's statement is her point. History is watching. If we're not going to be able to be truthful with voters, if Republican candidates and elected leaders are not going to be able to be truthful about what happened in the election, then really, where are we? What's fascinating is McCarthy has chosen endlessly since the departure of President Trump to support him and back him. We know from reporting that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is pretty fed up with Donald Trump trying to giddy up, harness this Republican Party and take it for his own. And yet, even today, you see Senate Majority McConnell basically dodging this question because so many voters, so many people still believe the trumpet call of Donald Trump. 7 out of 10 Republican voters believe the election was rigged, even though the Donald Trump administration's top experts in election security said that it was the most secure in history. And they audited it and verified it. It was Donald Trump's own experts in his Department of Homeland Security who verified this. And the fact that Republican lawmakers are willing to continue saying this is what has Liz Cheney in such a bind.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top story.
New fallout in the criminal probe into Rudy Giuliani after the feds have raided famously his apartment office. Giuliani has been taking risks like some other potential defendants we've been covering tonight. He's talking on his radio show every day this week. Giuliani's lawyer reportedly offering to bring him in for questioning 2 months ago. And that's an interesting detail we're going to get into. Bloomberg reports the offer was, though, contingent on prosecutors making clear what subjects, what topics they would bring up. And the federal prosecutors, who really hold all the cards in this kind of situation, said, no, thank you. Giuliani's lawyer reportedly emailing, quote, "Why are you doing everything the hard way?" This gives us some glimpse into what Giuliani might have seen coming. Remember, it was big news when you had the raid, but his lawyers obviously had reason to believe there was something coming. Now, on top of the legal fight of his life, Dominion Voting Systems is asking a judge to go forward with their defamation suit against Giuliani. He is denying that anything was defamatory. Dominion, in a brand new filing, says Giuliani is ignoring evidence about just how much financial harm he caused the company, destroying the resale value, which had been up to $500 million, forcing Dominion to spend over $500,000 on security for employees, all a part of that push to overturn the election. Joining me now is former SDNY prosecutor Danya Perry. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks, Ari. Glad to be here.
Great to have you. Let's go piece by piece. In the negotiations, what does it mean when Giuliani's side says, well, he would come in, but he wants kind of a topic outline? And what does it tell you that SDNY didn't feel any need to grant that?
I heard you quote Giuliani's lawyer asking the prosecutors why they're doing it the hard way. Giuliani knows at some level, he has at least some distant memory, that there is no easy way here. There is only a hard way. And as you said, Ari, he doesn't hold the cards anymore. This is an uneven, imbalanced power dynamic. And he doesn't get to say what he wants to talk about and what he doesn't want to talk about. That's just not how this works. So there has been a lot of discussion. Will Giuliani cooperate? He's not even going to get to there if he can't go in the front door of 1 St. Andrews Plaza, where he used to preside, and give a full, unvarnished, warts and all account of every unlawful or even shameful thing, everything he's ever done, from the dawn of time until today. And so it really is a full and complete, no-holds-barred disclosure that is required in order for him to give his account and to even begin to explore the possibility of cooperation. So he could not have been surprised by this reaction from the prosecutors.
Yeah, and when he's also had this distance with Donald Trump, I was curious your view of how SDNY would look at this, because we mentioned, we've talked about the whole idea of was he his lawyer or not, and he kind of was, but then he wasn't paid. Then Trump publicly threw him under the bus, said, I didn't direct him to do that. Now, again, that's tricky because Donald Trump lies constantly. There are many days where he lies more than he tells the truth. So the fact that he said that doesn't mean it's true. I want to be clear. But it could be worse for Giuliani, which is what one lawyer, George Conway, says. Let me read this point. What Trump has to fear from Giuliani, quote, Giuliani's admission that he was not conducting foreign policy, but helping Trump personally, is exactly what might make this sort of scheme prosecutable. Is that true in your view? Does SDNY care about those level of distinctions, or if they have him on more than one thing, that's kind of a lower order issue?
I think that's a high level issue. As you and Joyce Vance said earlier in the program, a client who's facing criminal prosecution would be well advised to keep their mouth shut. Here, Giuliani and Trump, of course, are either ill-advised or simply take their own counsel and have been speaking for years. And so Giuliani has probably established several elements of at least a thorough offense, as we've discussed. And some of these statements, sure, they've been all over the place. Is he representing Trump or not? That's not the full question at all. He may have been representing Trump, but was he also representing foreign interests? They can both be true, and if they are, he will be guilty of a FARA violation. So that's just one.
Yeah, you're talking about foreign lobbying.
Correct. Yes. Thank you.
And briefly, I get it. I'm almost out of time, but you worked at SDNY. Would they go this hard at a random, non-famous, non-Trump-like person if it was all over just that foreign lobbying violation?
I suspect that there's more going on. I think, this is not just a paperwork offense, as some have argued. It goes well beyond that. But as you sort of alluded to, if he is representing Trump, that was a problem. If he wasn't representing Trump, that is a problem. And it could be even more of a problem if he was representing Trump. So I think every which way he turns, there could be legal peril. And but I do think that there may very well be more at stake than just a technical FARA violation.
That's what I'm wondering. I have the easy part, which is just asking the questions. But the question I ask is this all over foreign lobbying, which is not nothing, or are they going this hard with the searches for this long because they have more than one count on foreign lobbying? We will see. Danya Perry, SDNY veteran, thank you so much. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe.
Reporting this week suggests that Trump fixer Rudy Giuliani may be cash-strapped as he faces a criminal investigation and 2 defamation lawsuits. Now the disgraced former mayor has cut down his entourage, laying off several staffers and independent contractors in the last few weeks.
That's according to Politico, which reports that Giuliani no longer moves around Manhattan with the full complement of as many as 5 people he has kept around him in recent years. A person familiar with the matter says his former employees were told that the former New York mayor was seeking to cut costs. The New York Times also reported this week that the former New York mayor's advisors want Donald Trump to use his $250 million war chest to pay for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. However, people close to Trump said that he was stridently refused to do so. I mean, he doesn't pay his bills. We also know that Giuliani is not exactly frugal when it comes to spending habits. Politico reports that one of the ex-wives of the man who made millions monetizing his post-9/11 reputation has alleged in court filings that Rudy has shelled out tens of thousands of dollars on a private jet subscription service. She said he spent $7,000 on fountain pens and another $12,000 on cigars alone. It's also been well reported that he's a high roller at the New York Cigar Club, the Havana Room. And on top of that, he pays $42,000 a month in alimony to his third ex-wife, according to the Washington Post. The latest reporting on Giuliani's financial difficulties comes after the federal investigation of Giuliani's dealings in Ukraine intensified last week with the FBI's raid of his apartment. There's no telling what prosecutors may uncover on the electronic devices they seized. Now, George Conway writes in a Washington Post op-ed that Trump just might want to rethink stiffing Giuliani on those bills. That's because if Giuliani has anything to offer prosecutors to save himself, it would have to be Trump, the only bigger fish left. And joining me now is Michael Cohen, former personal attorney to Donald Trump, host of the Mea Culpa podcast and author of Disloyal, and someone who knows very well what it feels like to be thrown under the bus by the Donald. I want to play for you somebody that I'm sure you know, Andrew Giuliani, the son of Rudy Giuliani. And here's his advice, I guess, to Donald Trump. Take a listen.
Do you expect that your father might get some help from Trump's legal defense fund?
I do think he should be indemnified. I think I think all those Americans that donated after November 3rd, they were donating for the legal defense fund. My father ran the legal team at that point.
I'm not sure what he means by indemnified, but what do you make of that? Because it sounds to me like if he gets stiff, maybe Andrew's dad might tell.
Okay, so let me be very clear. He's going to get stiffed, all right? Donald Trump, as you properly alluded to, does not pay legal bills, nor does he learn from his previous mistakes, which is the same exact thing that he did to me. He doesn't care about anyone or anything other than himself. Now, as we also know, that they took advantage of a lot of individuals who were donating to the various different Trump PACs or funds, and that they had them constantly on the replenishment month by month, and now they have to return that. So it's not $250 million anymore. Now, Donald, in his crazy mind, actually believed that that was now his money and that he could do with it as he wished. So the chances that he's going to part with a single dollar, knowing that it's going to cost several millions of dollars in order to put together a proper team, which, by the way, the people he has right now are not capable of doing it. It took 26 people to go through my 14 million documents, literally round the clock, because the judge demanded that we have it done within 45 days. Now, I don't know how fast that they're required to do it, but it takes a very sophisticated and a very significant computerized organization in order to go through everything that's on these devices. And I'm sure that there's a multitude of things that they're going to try to keep, out of the hands of the SDNY under the guise of attorney-client privilege. And unfortunately, those then come with motions and then, oppositions and so on. And the saddest thing for, I should say the good thing is that, sad for Rudy, good for the rest of us, it's not going to work, because guaranteed the information that they find is going to all be illegal. So it's not protected information. It's under the crime fraud exception rule. And if it's not the crime fraud exception rule, I'm sure Rudy added other people and CC'd on these communications to people like Jared, Ivanka, Don, or somebody else who aren't lawyers, thereby breaking the chain of attorney-client privilege. I mean, he's just dopey. It's just,
Are you surprised? You know, Rudy Giuliani used to be a federal prosecutor. You know, he used to be mayor of New York, you know, one of the biggest cities in the world. Are you surprised that he took the Trump job after having publicly, well, at least from what we heard, wanting like $20,000 a week, not getting it, and basically did all of that he did on what? On contingency? Are you surprised that he didn't try to get paid up front? Didn't he know?
Okay, so let me, Joy, I hate to correct you, but it was $20,000 a day. Right? A day. And he actually thought he thought Donald Trump was going to pay him $140,000 a day. He has a better chance of slingshooting himself to the moon. I mean, it's impossible. Donald Trump wouldn't pay him 2 cents because his feeling is it is an honor and a privilege to go to prison for him, to do his dirty work. And as long as Rudy kept, you know, patting the backside of Donald and, you know, kissing the ring, so that I like to say something else, but kissing the ring of Donald Trump, then he was well within the orbit. So what did dopey Rudy do? He went around the world selling the service of America to foreign organizations and countries. That's how he was going to make his money. He was using Donald, and Donald was using him. So Donald never had this thought in his mind that he was ever going to pay Rudy. And listening to Andrew, who may be dumber than Eric Trump, talk about this nonsense, it's funny to me. It's funny what he should the last time I said on another show, the last time I saw Andrew, he was giving a golf lesson on Trump's golf course. That's where he should be right now. Instead of out there talking for his father. His father should say nothing. Andrew should be saying nothing. They should be sitting down right now with prosecutors because Rudy knows exactly how the game is going to go. He created the rules. He created the rules to go after organized crime. And they're going to use the same playbook that he created against him. And it works because they squeeze you. And they know that Rudy right now is financially strapped. So when you're financially strapped, how are you going to pay the millions of dollars? You think Dershowitz is going to work for free? Or this guy, Bob Costello, is going to work for the other two other lawyers that he brought on? By the way, none of them are capable of becoming a taint team. They may know how to do it, but not when you have millions of documents. It really requires a very sophisticated computerized system to go through each and every one of the documents.
And of course, we know that Alan Dershowitz, I don't know if he's working for him, but he's, you know, Jeffrey Epstein, some of his previous clients, you know, Klaus von Bülow, Donald Trump. Last question to you. Let me play Rudy Giuliani very quickly. This is Giuliani saying he had an insurance policy, and this is in 2019. Take a listen.
I've seen things written like, he's going to throw me under the bus, right? When they say that, I say, he isn't, but I have insurance.
I tried a laxative that's both gentle and fast.
Great tasting Dulcolac soft juice works naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. Puts you comfortably in control. Dulcolac soft juice.
Does he have an insurance policy? Does that sound realistic to you?
I mean,
that sounds like he's going to throw Trump on the
probably right. Welcome. By the way, so I put a hashtag out the other day. Under the bus club, right? Welcome Judy to the to Rudy to the under the bus club. What his insurance is, I don't know, Geico, State Farm, Allstate, who the hell knows what he's talking about? The problem with Rudy is that he drinks like a maniac. And the worst thing to do is to drink and then go on television because, you know, he's stupid, right, in order to drink the way that he does. And he's more stupid to come on shows like yours or others trying to prove a point that he is absolutely guilty of. And all he's doing is just creating more harm and giving Donald more of a reason why not to pay. It's just the way it works. Welcome to the Under the Bus Club, Rudy.
Michael Cohen, you never disappoint, my friend, when you come on the show. Wow, I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna think on that. I'm gonna ruminate on that for probably the rest of the show.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and
new fallout in the criminal probe into Rudy Giuliani after the feds have raided famously his apartment and office. Giuliani has been taking risks like some other potential defendants we've been covering tonight. He's talking on his radio show every day this week. Giuliani's lawyer, of course, they offer to bring him in for questioning 2 months ago. And that's an interesting detail we're going to get into. Bloomberg reports the offer was, though, contingent on prosecutors making clear what subjects, what topics they would bring up. And the federal prosecutors, who really hold all the cards in this kind of situation, said, no thank you. Giuliani's lawyer reportedly emailing, quote, why are you doing everything the hard way? This gives us some glimpse into what Giuliani might have seen coming. Remember, it was big news when you had the raid, but his lawyers obviously had reason to believe there was something coming. Now, on top of the legal fight of his life, Dominion Voting Systems is asking a judge to go forward with their defamation suit against Giuliani. He is denying defamatory Dominion.
Wow. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Guy. I think, guys, time for me and you to go to sleep. Thank you so much, everybody. I think I'm going to shut it down, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. I am so sleepy. I am so sleepy, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night, everybody. Guys, 11:42, and I wake up. I'm going to wake up early in the morning. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. You guys are the best. I forgot everybody's name. I don't have to say everybody's name, but you guys are the best of the best. Thank you so much, guys. Enchimenso, beautiful. My life, beautiful. My Lambert, beautiful. I will John Bunchek, beautiful. I will John Bunchek, beautiful. And I see my life already. Annie cute, beautiful, beautiful. Ginny Kicker, beautiful. Thank you so much, Guy. I think I did see the Kokininamu was on us, and probably already left. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming, guys. And it's time to go to sleep, guys. Bonne nuit. Good night, everybody. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, guys. And now that I appreciate you guys so much, I see you guys again, maybe another week, right? Maybe another week. Oh, I'm too busy, guy. I don't really have enough time to. Hey, you too. Stay home, your sister. Stay home, yeah. Guy, I think the former president and his former team, they are in trouble. That's why when you're in politics, you need to be careful what you did in your term. When you lose power, you can get a lot of trouble. That's what happened now. Once again, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Yes, I am. I'm so sleepy. So sleepy. Because I left my house this morning at 4 and I get home at 8, home at 8:45. All I do is take a shower and we will come tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Bye, guys. Thank you, my life. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Good night. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, guys. Go ahead, everybody. Go ahead and leave, everybody. Go ahead. Thank you so much, guys. I gotta wait for everybody to go before I go, right? Yeah. I cannot go before y'all, right? What next? Thank you, same to you, my dear. Thank you, same to you. Same to you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If God saved my life. Anikil, thank you so much, Anikil. You are most beautiful woman I've ever seen. You, the first one was here, and you stood there with me. Thank you so much, Anikil. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Anikil. Thank you. Thank you. See my eyes? It's red, guys. It's red, too. It's red because I need to sleep, right? See this? See this right here? And this one? See this one here? See, it's real red. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, thank you. I did appreciate you guys so much. You got really, really helpful, very helpful. All y'all Filipino, you got all the best. Unlike AK Mozales. But AK Mozales is not there like that. It's only Irish but his brother was there. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye, guys. Bye for good. Bye for good. Ciao, guys. Much love, everybody. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.